Good evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Jefferson Robbins. Grant Olson is filling in on our morning show, Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, while Dan Kuntz is out of the studio. But right now, here's some of the top stories we'll be following for you tonight. Everybody knows Soap Lake is a special body of water, but the state could soon take steps to recognize that status and offer the lake some special ecological protections. And Wenatchee mural artists take their praise after completing a major project for the city of Ellensburg. Weather-wise today, clear and dry, and 90-plus temperatures are back, baby. Edging close to 100 degrees today in Wenatchee and likely to actually reach that mark at some point tomorrow. Grant will drop in later in this half hour for your weather report. Link Transit's board of directors says come next spring, it might ask voters to reconsider a sales and use tax that was approved in 2019. That 0.2% tax costs the average household in the bus service district about $24 a year and provides about $6 million of Link's total budget. Voters in Chelan and Douglas counties approved the tax by a combined vote of 53.7%, but some of the elected officials who make up the board said Link hasn't achieved its stated goals of expanded services, and voters should be allowed to approve or deny the tax a second time. If it's turned down, it could make Link ineligible for about $3.5 million in other available transportation grants. The board tabled the question on Tuesday, but voted to revisit it come March.
4 years ago, people did speak. They wanted to believe in our vision. They wanted to believe that. I think we can all say the facts of the matter are we failed to execute that vision. I think it's irresponsible of us to not give the people a voice. We did not deliver. We did not hit those benchmarks. And we're not voting on a rescission. We're voting on being evaluated by the people we're elected to serve.
So the goal for the system for the first 10 was to get a 20% increase in ridership. We got a 23% increase in ridership. The goal was to have Sunday service started. We started Sunday service. The goal was to double Saturday. We doubled Saturday service. The goal was to provide evening service. We have provided evening service at 10 o'clock. We have yet to go to midnight, which was the other part of the proposal. Now, would I like to have more frequency on Sunday? We're only operating half of what we wanted to operate, but we are operating all the major routes. We are achieving the benchmark. It wasn't true 4 months ago. It is true today. I think that's really important. We have achieved the benchmark we set.
A noontime semi-accident today on Highway 2 near Baker Flats forced both lanes to intermittently close for the next few hours. The Washington State Patrol says a semi-truck and pickup hauling a trailer were involved in the mishap. Both left the roadway and the semi-trailer partially blocked the southbound lane. Authorities were able to reroute much of the north-south traffic onto nearby Northwest Cascade Avenue. No immediate word this afternoon on injuries. Okanogan County Sheriff's deputies say a single vehicle crash late Tuesday night killed one woman and severely injured 2 other people. The rollover accident happened about 11:30 p.m. on Twisp River Road, west of Twisp. The Toyota Camry was occupied by 4 young adults in their 20s, 2 women and 2 men. One female passenger died at the scene, and the driver and a second female passenger both suffered severe neck injuries. The 4th occupant was treated and released. Alcohol is suspected as a contributing factor to that collision. The Washington State Patrol has been asked to assist with the crash investigation. Well, the State Department of Ecology is proposing special designations for 4 bodies of water in Washington, including Soap Lake. If approved by the agency, Soap Lake, as well as the Napiqua River in Chelan County, plus 2 western watersheds, would be named Outstanding Resource Waters. That designation identifies waters that have exceptional quality, ecological or recreational values, or unique attributes. It would also allow ecology to impose its highest levels of protection to those waters. Public hearings on the proposal are upcoming, including a virtual presentation September 7th and in-person hearings September 19th at the Soap Lake Senior Center and September 20th at the Bavarian Lodge in Leavenworth. Well, when we come back, Congressman Dan Newhouse wants to take a fresh look at an old law that protects America's endangered animals. And the victim of a crime in Soap Lake needs your help to fund her recovery. I'm Jefferson Robbins. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Hi, I'm Brian Campbell, and I'd appreciate your vote for Mayor of Wenatchee. Born and raised in Wenatchee, I've experienced a lot of change over the years. Businesses have been devastated by the pandemic. People are concerned for their family's safety. Parents are concerned about their children's education and parents' rights. And people are struggling to make ends meet and find affordable housing. With my past service on our city council and 12 years of meeting attendance, over 100 years of combined community service, and over 40 years in the financial services and real estate industries, I'm uniquely qualified to provide common sense solutions to these challenges.
Paid for by Brian Campbell for mayor.
Pybus Public Market is on the move to make parking, dining, shopping, and events an even better experience for our community. Check out the progress that has already been made towards the revitalization. The West Side project is well on its way, but we need your help to get over the finish line. All donations are greatly appreciated and can be made online at our website or in person at the business office. We want to thank those who have already partnered with us. You are helping make the place we love a better place for our community to meet.
Wenatchee Valley artists who created a mural honoring the Ellensburg Rodeo got to cut the ribbon on its completion on Monday. Heather Dappin and Marlon Peterson were on hand for the ceremony with rodeo organizers and city officials unveiling the mural they created with fellow artist Ellen Bro. The water tower artwork took months of high-altitude work to complete. It celebrates the 100th anniversary of the Ellensburg Rodeo, which has long been a mainstay of Ellensburg's town culture. Well, 4th District Congressman Dan Newhouse says he'll head up a working group with some of the most conservative House members to re-examine the Endangered Species Act, the federal law that governs protections for threatened wildlife. The Sunnyside Republican chairs the Congressional Western Caucus. He says that group, established with the House Natural Resources Committee, will include fellow GOP members Paul Gosar and Lauren Boebert. The goal, he says, is to, quote, publish a series of policy recommendations that reform the Endangered Species Act to the benefit of the American people and species conservation. A GoFundMe has been created to help pay the medical expenses of a woman who was allegedly attacked by her husband at her business in Soap Lake. On the morning of July 13th, police responded to a woman on the front sidewalk outside the Tutti Frutti Bar ice cream shop, bleeding from her neck and being helped by bystanders. The victim, Alma Acevedo, told police that her husband, 51-year-old Samuel Montoya, cut her throat with a knife. She was treated at Confluence Health in Wenatchee. Montoya, who fled the scene, later surrendered and was booked into the Grant County Jail on suspicion of attempted murder. The GoFundMe has raised just under $2,000 of the $15,000 goal so far. The link to that fundraiser can be found on NCWLIFE.com. A statewide bus tour is making a stop in Wenatchee next month to discuss early learning and childcare. The Association of Washington Business Institute and the Children's Campaign Fund Action are touring together from July 31st to August 1st, making several stops at child care centers and hosting roundtable discussions. The goal of the bus tour is to gather information about the state of child care and develop a report after the tour. The organizations will also be providing elected officials, policymakers, and stakeholders information about early learning and child care for future policymaking. The tour will begin with a stop at Epic in East Wenatchee, and then the free roundtable event will be held Tuesday, August 1st in the Pybus Public Market Boardroom at 2 p.m. Well, coming up next, Confluence Parkway is a major transportation project with a big footprint in North Wenatchee. One business that could be affected is the venerable Wenatchee Avenue Dennys. And Grant Olson will be along with the weather. He'll try to tell you it's just a dry heat. Don't fall for it, folks. That's all just ahead on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Stay with us.
It's Click It RV's lowest price guarantee sale going on now at your neighborhood Click It RV.
Be a winner like me and get to Click It RV.
With 0 down and no payments till September, now is the time to own your dream RV.
Get to Click It RV now. Are you going to be mad, bro?
Get never before deep discounts on trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers, and motorhomes. Plus the best selection, highest trade-in values ever, and a lifetime warranty. Nobody beats the discounts at Click It RV.
I'm Richard Sherman, and we guarantee it.
On Frontage Road.
Hi everybody, Dan Coos alongside Jesse Coble from Alpine Air. My heat pump there's like steam coming out of it. It's making weird noises. Is this something I need to be concerned about?
No, Dan, that's normal operation. Refrigeration technology steals heat from the outside, transfers it to the inside, and it creates frost on your heat pump. The defrost cycle melts that off, which creates steam and a little bit of noise.
That makes sense. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. Thanks, Jesse.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. As Wenatchee mulls over the plans for its Confluence Parkway mega transportation project, a local restaurant landmark finds itself in the condemnation zone. Dennys on North Wenatchee Avenue would be no more if the roadwork goes forward as currently planned, although the historic design character of the building, which dates to the 1960s, would require extra steps in the right-of-way process. The Wenatchee City Council heard about the situation on Thursday.
Section 106 is specific to impact to historic and cultural properties. So since the project is federally funded, we've had to go through this process for any projects that are, or any impacts that are historic or cultural. The two impacts that we've identified are to the Dennys property, which is has historic qualities in terms of the architecture of the mid-century modern type architecture of its era. The other cultural property is the Wenatchee Flat site.
I had a meeting with you in your office about a month ago, and I was told at that point in time that it would be probably a year or so down the road before anything kind of got discussed or anything like that. And all of a sudden, a week or two ago, I get a call that says, as it stands, my building's going to be demolished. You know, and it's kind of a frustrating thing. I mean, we've been around since 1966. I've been there since October of 1983. You know, and I have almost 40 employees that depend on this for their livelihood. And what is the city going to do if they're going to come in and take our building? Are they going to help us try to find another piece of property to build? Or what are they going to do? Are they going to give us sufficient time to build another building before they come in and tear it down? I mean, no offense, but the way it's been handled so far, in my opinion, hasn't been very up and professional. Because I'm hearing scuttlebutt from my customers that come into my restaurant that my building's being demolished before I know. And that's kind of embarrassing. You know, we should have been kept abreast from the very get-go when this started, and we haven't been. You know, and it's like, I think we deserve that. I mean, we do quite a bit of business in this town. We pay quite a bit of sales tax in this town.
So what other compensation will Dennys receive?
We don't know yet. I don't know how the federal process looks at things from either relocation or just compensation standpoint. I think every situation is probably different. They take a look at it depending on the business and the cost, frankly. But we won't know that until we get into right of way.
Time now to take a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Hope you stayed cool on this very warm, I guess we could say hot Wednesday. And boy, you can tell by looking down at the Wenatchee Valley today from our Wenatchee Heights Sky-Fi Tower camera. All kinds of blue sky out there today. No clouds for even a little bit of shade this afternoon. And it was just a hot one. And boy, look how dry the foothills of the Cascades are right now. You can see it all over in our camera, and it's just getting drier with not much rain in the forecast. But hot weather is what we're talking about right now, and this is what we've got coming at us here the next 3 days. For Thursday and into Friday, we're talking temperatures between 93 and 104 degrees. That's both tomorrow and again on Friday. As we get into the weekend, slightly cooler, still between 90 and 100 on Saturday. And then by Sunday, I think we'll cool down, probably to a 90 to 95 degrees, but that's about it. In specific, as we get into the end of the week, here we go for high temperatures on Thursday. 98, the Weather Service predicting for us tomorrow. I think we'll get closer to 100 tomorrow, but look at the rest of these temperatures. Pasco 102, 99 in both Moses Lake and Omak. And as we get into Friday's temperatures, not much relief. 98 again for Wenatchee, Moses Lake 98. Pasco we'll see once again at a century mark at 101 degrees. So we're looking at probably the hottest weather we've seen so far this year. Plenty hot out there today. 96 degrees our unofficial high temperature. 89 is our normal high. So remember, keep that in mind. We're still almost 90 degrees for a normal high. So getting into 96, it is above normal, but not terrible. 107 our record high, and that was set in 1979. Right on the money for low temperatures at 63 this morning, our record low. 49, and that was set in 1969. Sunrise 5:24 this morning, and it sets tonight at 8:50. All right, let's get you into your Thursday weather. And how about this for high temperatures? Moses Lake, afraid of Quincy, 101. 100 in Wenatchee, Chelan, Omak also at 101, Leavenworth 98 degrees tomorrow, and normally cool Lake Wenatchee will check in the mid-90s at around 94 degrees. Boy, it's warming up over the next couple of days. The reason, this area of high pressure right here, it's going to bring us mostly clear skies tonight and very, as you would expect, mild overnight lows in the mid and upper 60s for most of us. And look at all the clear skies. Get used to that because we're going to see that over the next 3 or 4 days. And then for Thursday, yeah, unseasonably hot, high temperatures around 100, and that goes for all of the West Coast. Phoenix 115, Vegas 113. Same for Friday, no change at all. Sunny skies and hot. We'll see highs again as we end this week, right near that 100-degree mark. A little relief then as we get you into the upcoming weekend, mainly because we'll begin to see a bit more of a northwesterly flow. Still a lot of warm air though, mid-90s with sunshine on Saturday. By Sunday, an area of low pressure begins to kind of slide into the Pacific Northwest. That'll kick up some breezy conditions at times on Sunday. Still plenty warm. We'll see highs as we end our weekend in the low 90s, hot all over the west. And for Monday, downright windy. We'll see low pressure in southern Alberta and the tip of that ridge, and that'll kick up winds for us. Slightly cooler for Monday too. High temperatures around 90 degrees, which keep in mind will be about normal. And then as we go to Tuesday, the end of our forecast, sunny, still a little bit breezy on Tuesday. It still will cool down a little bit too. We'll actually be below normal with high temperatures and maybe the mid to upper 80s. Let's take a look at that 7-day forecast. 67 overnight tonight. These are the 2 days you really got to be careful about if you're outside. Drink lots of water, find that shade, and no strenuous activity the next couple of days. 70 our low Thursday night. And then as we get into the upcoming weekend, sunny, still plenty hot out there. 96 on Saturday, 93 for Sunday. Windy conditions move in for Monday and both Tuesday, 90 for Monday and 88 your high temperature on Tuesday. And that's a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Enjoy the sounds of summer from your very own pool and spa. Blue Lagoon is now scheduling pool installations for this summer. Call today to schedule a free consultation for a custom San Juan fiberglass pool. And let the experts at Blue Lagoon handle the construction, installation, and regular maintenance. Turn your boring backyard into vacation paradise this summer with industry-leading San Juan pool. No need to go off the deep end. Relax knowing you're in great hands with Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa.
Well, getting outside and getting some fresh air and getting some sockeye here at the Brewster Pool. Eric Granstrom with you. Eugenio Suarez celebrated his birthday with a home run last night. Unfortunately, the 3 runs in the first inning for the Mariners would be it in the ballgame as they fall to Minnesota by a final of 10-3. Twins scored 2 runs on Seattle starter Brian Wu in the first inning before the Mariners countered with 3 in the bottom of the first. That would be all the scoring for the night. Minnesota hit 4 home runs in the game.
Last night, big home run for Gino on a 2-2 pitch. The man aboard, 7th inning. Gino straight away center, deep, carrying, getting up, baby! Hey now, Gino with a home run! Happy birthday, big fella! 2-2 ball game here in the first. That's what we've been waiting for. A Gino surge here in July. continues this evening. Happy birthday! Let's see if the man of the hour, Ty France, see if he can have a big night at the plate. Looking to break it 0 for 20. Line drive, left field. Kelnick's gonna walk home. Tail flying, getting away vote for Manny. Now a stop sign, he runs through it. Here's the throw from Correa. In time, he got him. Ty France, a ringing double. Plates a run, the Mariners have a 3-2 lead.
Now Kirilloff, he walked and scored in the opening inning.
Driven to left, hanging in the air. Pollock back to the wall, leaping, it's gone! Kirilloff to left field. And the Twins take the lead. Julian strike out in a single so far. A drive right field off the bat of Julian, and gone, a home run. Eddie Julian with 8 home runs in his major league career. 4 have been to the pull side, and 4 of them have been
Apotako.
There you go.
Yes.
Kepler will bat with the infield in. Twins leading by 3. Boy, did he ever. Hooking it down the line. Kirilloff will score. Kepler did not trip over his bat, and he's got a double.
Well, got a cutter, middle in, a great offensive game from these Twins. What a game plan and what a job executing it.
1 and 2.
There it is.
Base hit left field. Julian scores. Kepler hesitates, and now he'll hold at third, but that allows Castro to take second base.
Yeah, it can be interesting. See what happens coming up here. He's been as good as any hitter in this lineup.
Well, there's a drive to left field off the bat of Farmer. And long gone. Kyle Farmer hitting his 6th of the year. And the Twins might be the next team to score 10 runs in a ball game today.
I wanted to get involved in this offense, but this ball went a long ways out of here. This was crushed.
Correa should have gotten his second hit in the 7th inning. I still don't understand that, why that call wasn't overturned. He drives one to left field. Deep to left, and the Twins with 10 tonight in Seattle.
Oh, he jumped on that. This is a great swing, and that one's not getting overturned. That was just a breaking ball, much like we saw to Kyle Farmer, just hanging in the middle of the plate.
And instead he strikes out Caballero to end a nice win for the Twins. They continue to score runs in bunches.
Seattle and Minnesota play game 3 of that 4-game set tonight at 6:35. You can watch the action if you choose on Root Sports Northwest. Other American League West action Tuesday. Corey Seager's 3-run home run on the bottom of the 7th was the difference for Texas as the Rangers held on to beat Tampa Bay 5-3. Randy Arozarena and Brandon Lowe each homered for the Rays in the top of the 8th to make it a little interesting, but the Rangers hold on. Colorado's Chris Bryant and Ryan McMahon each homered in a 3-run first inning. The Rockies went on to beat Houston 4-3. Patrick Sandoval and 2 relievers combined on a 2-hitter as the Angels stopped the Yankees 5-1. Mickey Moniak was 3 for 4 for LA, including a 2-run home run. Luis Medina and 4 relievers combined on a 5-hit shutout for Boston as Oakland won 3-0. The A's scored all the runs on homers, a solo shot by Ryan Noda and a 2-run blast by J.J. Bleday. LA's win propelled the Angels into 3rd place above the Mariners in the AL West standings. Texas continues to lead 3 games in front of Houston. Well, the Wenatchee Apple Sox hit 3 home runs and won their 2nd game in a row over Bend by a final of 8-5. Wenatchee jumped out to a 7-0 lead in the first 3 innings as 3 different Apple Sox hitters went deep at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. We get more on last night's win with the voice of the Apple Sox, Joel Norman.
The Wenatchee Apple Sox went deep 3 times and picked up an 8-5 victory against the Bend Elks on Tuesday night at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. Cooper Witten bashed a 3-run homer in his 2nd at-bat of his 1st game in an Apple Sox uniform. Nick Putnam launched a 2-run shot 2 batters later as the Apple Sox played at 5 runs in the 3rd inning. Putnam had 4 runs driven in total after driving in a pair of runs an inning prior to that. And then Wenatchee's 3rd home run of the game came off the bat of Carson Oland as 2 innings after the 2-run homer from Putnam. Olin launched a solo shot for his 2nd home run in as many days. Wenatchee, with the 3-homer effort, have homered in each of the last 4 games and continue a crazy stretch now. Over their last 8 games, they have homered 12 times in that span. 25 home runs on total in the 2023 season for the Apple Sox, and they are 5-0 against the Bend Elks, potentially looking for a series sweep on Wednesday night as they take them on again at 6:35 p.m. With your Apple Sox update, I'm Joel Norman.
UC Santa Barbara's Nick Putnam was 4 for 4 with a run and 4 RBI, including the homer. Cooper Witten had a couple hits, including a home run in his Apple Sox debut. Trent Liolios picked up his second win of the summer, lasting 5 innings and allowing 3 runs on 4 hits with a couple strikeouts and a walk. Wenatchee will go for the sweep of the Elks coming up tonight, 6:35. Be sure and listen for the action on Sunny FM with our buddy Joel Norman on the call. Checking the Les Schwab West Coast League scoreboard, Sam Stem 3 for 4 with 3 runs and 2 RBI in Corvallis' 11-4 win over Kelowna. Trip Clark's bases clearing double highlighted a 5-run top of the 11th for Victoria as the Harbor Cats beat Nanaimo 9-4. Lane Brewster also had 3 hits on the night for the Knights with 2 RBI. Chris Brown scored what proved to be the winning run for Cowlitz in the bottom of the 7th on a throwing error as the Black Bears beat Bellingham 2-1. Casey Wayne's 2-run single in the top of the 10th was the difference for Kamloops as the North Paws came back to beat Port Angeles 4-2. Tom Poole was a home run away from the cycle as he had 3 hits and 2 RBI, leading Edmonton over Ridgefield 4-2. And Jack Metco was 2 for 4 with 2 runs as Portland held off Yakima Valley by a final of 5-2. Victoria takes over first place in the West Coast League's North Division standings for the second half with 10 wins. Wenatchee is a game back at 8-3. Kelowna, with the loss to Corvallis, drops into third place, a game and a half back. Here at the Brewster Pool, catching some sockeye and a few rays. Eric Granstrom on the NCWLIFE channel. We got a fish on. We got to go.
All the way to the lake, left.
That's a big one there.
See that? See that? That's beside you.
Nice job, Tim.
And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website, ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening we would like to hear from you, you can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call, 888-6295. That's 888-NCWL. I'm Jefferson Robbins. Try to stay cool. I'll see you back here tomorrow night.
I have no idea what I'm doing. That's why we need you. We need people to run cameras so I can get back down on the broadcast and talk about what's going on. We pay $75 per event. If it's sports, if it's a parade, if it's Apple Blossom, if it's a Super Oval, $75. If that sounds like some extra good money for you, we'd love you to be part of our team. All you have to do is email me, sports@ncwlife.com. sports@ncwlife.com. In the meantime, I gotta go figure out this camera.
News, weather, and sports. It's all here weekdays at 5, 6, and 10 on your local news source, the NCWLIFE channel.
Baseball, the Symphony, Super Oval, and graduations are all community events we're proud to bring you on the NCWLIFE channel. Coverage is made possible by Apple Valley Honda, Bob's Apple Barrel Bark, Castle Rock International Real Estate, Confluence Health, JDSA Law, Mary Maids, Mini Blinds, and more. Prestige Senior Living at Colonial Vista. Together for Youth, Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center, and Walkabout Grill. A reflection of and spotlight on the communities we call home. The NCW Life Channel.